Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my September 2022 show and tell. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. This is going to be quite the video to kick off watching this channel with because I am very excited, a little bit hyper, and I have things to talk about. So this is literally what it sounds like. It's a show and tell. I like to talk about all my things I've been playing with, enjoying, having fun with, doing in the month of September. So we tend to cover a lot of different things here, but we are going to start off with memories. And there is one that I have been dying to talk about. You might already know if you watched the live stream that I had on Sunday, October 2nd. If you missed the live, you're gonna want to go watch that back. Go watch. I'll wait. Just pause me and then come back, because it's really exciting. But I'm also going to tell you what it's about because I can't help myself. I am creating a tarot deck, and I could not be more, like, the amount of joy I am feeling in this process right now is indescribable. And it's been quite a journey to get to this point where I can talk about it. But as of the month of September, I have signed an artist, Francesca Paocci. I will link her Instagram account down below. Obviously, I will also have the live stream where I talked about all this, where I launched the conversation about it, where I started telling you guys some of the juicy details and showed off some of the concept art that Francesca has done for this deck. Now, it's important that you know that we are at the beginning of this process, but the deck itself is essentially written. All of my card descriptions are done. Everything is the storyline. It exists, right? So now we're just in the process of creating the artwork. I'm going to try not to repeat myself too much here, and I'm just going to encourage you to go watch the live because that is where all of the detailed gushing is. But this is the beginning of the journey. It's probably going to be a while before this deck is actually ready and on a Kickstarter, but it is my dream, you guys. It is my dream tarot deck. Like my dream tarot deck. It is unicorns, it is self-worth, it's magic, it's a journey of finding yourself. It's all of that. And I'm going to cry talking about it. I can't. I can't. I really cannot. I did not think this would ever happen. It's like I needed to really know what I wanted to put out there and what I wanted it to be and what message. Oh, I'm going to cry. Okay, stop. I really needed to know that what I was going to put out there was going to be meaningful and was going to be a deck that I would want to use and that, would be beginner friendly, but also like really fun for like, readers who've been reading for a long time. And like, I wanted there to be little Easter eggs and it's just, I will share as much as I can as we go along. And I'm probably already mentioned this in the live, but I'm probably going to save a lot of my extra gushing for my magical unicorn members and my magical badass unicorns. That's probably where I'm going to do a lot of my like off the cuff kind of gushing about the process as I go. A lot of the sort of behind the scenes kind of stuff is going to happen in there. I've also started a mailing list. I have not even sent out the first one yet, but you can sign up right now. I will have a link for that down below. It's just right at unicornsjourneytarot.com. That's the deck name. Wow, I'm bad at this. Unicorns Journey Tarot. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Please go watch the live stream. Go watch it because I will have shared so much in there. And if I start it all over again, we're going to be here a long time. It's going to be a mess. If you want to stay in the loop, the newsletter is absolutely the #1 way to make sure you find out about like important details and important updates as we go along. And I haven't done a newsletter in a long time, since back when I did yoga teaching. So I am out of practice on newsletters, but I'm not going to spam you. I will limit that. I'm going to save the spamminess of the excitement of this process for my unicorn fam. That is my channel membership. So if you want to be in the loop on everything, then definitely check that out. I will have links to the unicorn fam membership down below. That is also a wonderful way to help support this project as we go, because of course I am doing this grassroots indie the whole way. Like, it's a thing. But September was a really, really milestone month because September was when I officially signed my artist to the project. And that is the month that the art started happening. Francesca worked on some concept art for me, which I shared in the live stream. So again, go check that out. I will pop up a picture of the Fool card just to give you a little teaser. And if you're wondering why the unicorn doesn't have a horn in this image, then you're definitely going to want to watch the live stream. Okay, now enough of that. I'm going to try to breathe through the rest of this video, but that is literally the thing that has been consuming all of my attention and energy, and it's been such a whirlwind. I cannot even begin to describe the magic of the process. It has been nothing like I would have ever imagined so far, and we have a long way to go, but I am so grateful. I'm going to cry again. Nope, 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 nope. I'm just so incredibly grateful because this was made possible because of all of the tremendous support I've gotten from you guys, everybody who watches, everything. I would have never even dreamed to be able to make something like this happen. I will obviously be updating you guys here as well in occasional updates. I'll probably have something to say every show and tell, for example. I will do my best to keep you posted throughout here too, but I want to make sure that people who are not interested in following the deck journey don't have to get inundated here, which is why I'm going to put a lot of the extra updates behind the scenes in the membership or on the newsletters. The newsletter is obviously completely free to join. Just go check that out. I will make sure regular updates go out to that. I'm gonna have to move along from the memory section, or we will literally be here for an hour. So I'm gonna stop now. But I have nothing else to share, not because there hasn't been other things happening, but because this is where my mind is and my heart is, and probably where my mind and heart are going to be for a while. So other things are good. Peggy and I are good. Life is good. And we're really excited because actually when you're watching this in a couple of days, Peggy and I will be headed over to Northwest Tarot Symposium to meet people we've never met before that are coming to our meetup. Dawn and Michelle of Boho Tarot and I are hosting a meetup. That is going to be so much fun. We're really pumped for it. I think that's the thing I'm the most excited about for Newts, actually, for Northwest Tarot Symposium. But we're also going to be attending some keynotes, and I'm just really, it's a really good week right now. It's a really good week. It's a really good time. I'm really happy. And I'm going to try not to be, I don't know why I say I'm going to try to stop, because I'm clearly not. This is clearly what you're in for, this entire video. So like maybe grab a snack or something, like this is what we're going to be doing. Whew, but that's what's going on. So I will have another live stream, I think, wrap up of Newts soonish when we're back at some point. So I will tell you how all of that went and show off any goodies I bought and all that kind of stuff. So we'll definitely have that coming up too. I think that's it for memories. Let me breathe. Get into YouTube favorites. Okay, my first YouTube favorite is obviously the launch live stream of my deck announcement, because I have been dying. I've been dying to talk about it. There's a part of me, I'm back in it. I'm back in it. Just come on back with me. Now it's YouTube favorites, but I'm still talking about it. It's fine. I will calm down eventually. Or so I keep telling my friends, but then it's not happening. So anyway, I did really have a lot of fun on that live stream. And again, I've already talked about it, but what could top that? Nothing can top that. But there was a couple of other fun YouTube things that happened. Peggy and I hosted another game of role-playing the tarot. This time the theme was space pirates. We had so much fun. Rose joined the game, and we had some other friends join the game, so go check that out. And of course, everything will also be linked down below in the description box, or to the side, or whatever weird thing YouTube is doing these days, but there will be links for all the things. And the other thing, of course, was I had an amazing time on 3 Fat Readers with Danny and Dustin. That is our collab channel. If you are not already subscribed to 3 Fat Readers, why not? We do a live stream once a month. It's a lot of fun, and this month we actually did our first ever intentional ramble. So we did an intentional, just sort of hang out and chit chat, and it was so much fun. So check that out. I will also have that linked down below. So we're going to be back into the deck talk for a second, because everything is connected. Everything is all connected. This next section is when I like to talk about magic and things that are magical in nature that I've been up to or enjoying or using or whatever. And I do have a little magic to share. So I actually did a little shaker jar. Now I actually did this shaker jar in August, but I haven't been able to talk about it because it's related to the deck. So I wanted to do a little bit of intentional magic around moving my deck concept project forward to actually make some headway, and I put together this little shaker jar, which was actually inspired by a practice that was provided in Dawn Michelle of Boho Tarot's channel membership. She does a monthly medicine, which is like a monthly guided tarot practice, and there's sometimes some other little activities that you get to do. And in August, she had, for one of the things, we got to do a little shaker jar. And of course, my brain being all in this deck creation project, I did one related to the deck project and just wanting to move it forward. And gosh darn, this was some potent stuff. But it's a lot of fun. So this was a lot of fun to create. It's got some little herbs and crystals and like an intention note. And every time I just want some more zhuzh, I just give it a little shake, and it's very satisfying. This is actually, if you remember, this is in one of those little teeny jars that came in my that came in my advent calendar for the Bon Maman Jam, which I talked about like last December's show and tell, I think, because it was last year's advent calendar that I did. So great for like a mini shaker jar. And I have a bunch more of these, which is very exciting because I'm probably going to make more because these are so great and they're portable and they can fit in my purse. So that's a lot of fun. That's like the only magical thing. Everything I did was just super honed in on this project. So that's the only magical thing I have to share. We are now going to talk about body and beauty and fun things. So I usually advise you that you can skip this section, but you guys have reassured me again and again that even if you're not into makeup and nail polish and stuff, that you still enjoy watching this section. So I'm going to stop trying. I'm going to try to stop disclaimering, but that's what we're going to do right now. There's timestamps. If I said I wasn't going to disclaimer, and then I'm doing it anyway. Anyway, let me talk first about scent. So in the Supportive Tarot Facebook group, I can't remember who started it. I'm really bad at remembering this stuff on the fly, but somebody started a thread that we actually have as a pinned post in the Supportive Tarot Facebook group that just says, Lisa, look, I found a thing. And that is typically where you guys will link me things that you stumble upon that you think I might like, or like funny things you see on the internet that like usually it's unicorn stuff. Let's just cut to the chase. Usually it's unicorn related or adjacent. Or something, but it doesn't have to be. And there's been a lot of fun, cute, sweet, awesome things that are shared in there. And somebody went in there and told me about an independent perfume company called Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, which I'm sure I'm like the last person to know about, because apparently if you know indie perfume, everybody knows who B-Pal is. I had no idea. In fact, I really fell in love with perfume oils specifically because of the Body Shop. I used to buy their perfume oils, and I love them. I love oils because a little bit of perfume oil doesn't, it smells really great and it seems to last on my skin a long time, but it doesn't like assault other people, which is something I really enjoy because I feel like I can enjoy scent, but I don't have to like inflict it on other people, because I get real annoyed when I walk into like an elevator and it's just like I'm getting a big old bath in somebody else's perfume. Not my favorite thing. So I don't want to be that person. You know what I'm saying? So I really like perfume oil for that. And so anyways, somebody linked in this thread that Black Phoenix Alchemy Labs was doing a Last Unicorn collection, or that they'd actually done it and were re-releasing it, because now Peter S. Beagle has all of his copyright stuff back. If you don't know that whole story, just Google Peter S. Beagle copyright. He's the author of The Last Unicorn, if you don't know what I'm talking about, which is like my favorite book and movie ever. But anyway, they released a Last Unicorn collection, and I may have picked up a few things. Just a few. Actually, I think I got everything but the two that sounded like they would smell cologne-y, which would be, I didn't get the perfume that is named after Schmendrick, and I didn't get the perfume Captain Cully. Those two sounded like they would be very cologne-y, and I'm not a cologne person, but I did get pretty much all the other ones. So what I've worn so far and am like absolutely in love with is the Lilac Wood. I will link these down below, but the Lilac Wood, and this one, it smells, and I got these little like glass wand like applicators because you need very little. This stuff is potent. The Lilac Wood, oh my God, it literally smells like you're walking through a lilac grove. Like just, it smells fresh and outdoorsy and floral, but in that really sweet, kind of heady lilac way. And this smells so good. I was obsessed. Ever since I started wearing these, I've not stopped smelling myself, which probably sounds really inappropriate, but that's what's been happening. So I thought I'd, just own it. The other one, the other two, and I've just been wearing, oh my gosh, this one's my favorite so far. And I was hoping I would like it, but I knew I was going to like be inclined to like it, because this is literally the one called The Last Unicorn. That's what the bottle label looks like. So pretty. This one, I don't even know how to describe this. In the bottle, it smells questionable. Like I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but once I put it on my skin, oh my word. I literally, the entire day I wore this, because I only got these in fairly recently and I started wearing them. So the day that I wore this, I literally was like I couldn't stop. Like I just wanted to smell myself all the time. Obsessed. And then today, actually, I'm wearing the Butterfly, which is this one. And it's so pretty. This one smells so good. Sorry, my nail polish is really chipped. So the close-ups are going to be, this one is described as like golden amber and fuzzy brown tonka bean. And I can't remember the other notes, but it's incredible. It smells kind of effervescent. I don't know how to yeah, it's so good. So good. I'll report back on the others as I wear them. But I also have the Lady Amalthea. I have Molly McGrew, which smells so good, but I haven't worn it yet. And I have the Harpy Solano, and I have Mommy Fortuna. So I'll report back on those later. But other makeup things, this last month, I really enjoyed my Wayne Goss Pearl Palette. I really like this one. I've talked about it a bunch. I'm obsessed with this shade. I've talked about it a ton on the channel, so I'm I won't go into it too much, but this is such a great like all-arounder palette. It's really wonderful for travel too. I plan to take this one with me to Newt's because I can make just a basic eye look with this really super easy, and nothing's going to be like, I'm not going to end up overdoing it like accidentally with this one. So love that. And then my favorite eye look actually of the month was these two. So I actually paired this. This is a small indie makeup brand. They're actually based in Vancouver and they're called Phytosurgeons. Their stuff is really cool. But this is their cream eyeshadow and it doesn't feel, it's really hard to describe this. This is the shade. It's called Pewtered Pine. I believe I was wearing this in 3 Fat Readers. But it is like, when you touch it, you feel like nothing's happening. Like you're rubbing something solid. I don't know how to describe it. It does not feel like a cream. It does not feel gushy or anything like that. It doesn't feel creamy. It feels kind of cool and like solid. But then when you pull your brush or your finger away, you've got tons and tons of pigment and it's just a really, really pretty color. It's kind of like a very cool tone, sort of taupey purple shade, but it's really pretty. So I wore that and then I topped it. This is a Colourpop Super Shock. I don't buy from them anymore because I had a really terrible customer service experience with them. But this is what this shade looks like. It's a really, oh, come on, focus please. There we go. It's a really shiny, fairly translucent color. And this is from their Disney collection, Disney Princess collection. And it's I See the Light. So it's from the Moana. It's got a really pretty like sun on the cap, which is cool. But anyways, I layered this over top of Pewtered Pine and it was so pretty. But yeah, this was, I'm pretty sure, what I was wearing in the 3 Fat Readers from September. So if you're curious what that looks like, you can go check that out and see it. And then let's talk nail polish, because I wore lots of fun things. Oh my gosh, so many fun things. Okay, so where do I want to start here? Which one did I layer? That one I layered. Okay, I'm trying to decide what order to talk about them in. Okay, so this is the first one I wore. Now, I got this in Polish Pickup, which is a, they do this like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a monthly thing. I only participated in the one. I'm probably only going to participate in the one because it's a rabbit hole. But they have all these indie polishes and you basically just pick which ones you want and then they get in all the pre-orders and then they ship out your order. So it's like they have monthly themes and the theme happened to be like an oceany theme. Somebody told me about it. Again, I blame you guys. Like somebody told me about it probably in that Lisa thread or maybe on a previous video when I was talking nail polish. That's probably when it was. Anyway, I picked up this one and it's from a brand called Sassy Sauce and the color name is Wet Spot. This is the coolest, most difficult to describe. It's like multi-chrome, but it's very sort of sparkly. It's so pretty. It kind of goes kind of that chartreuse yellow to like that rosy pink. There's like a bit of green flash in it. It is so cool and dynamic and I am stoked I picked this up because it is one of the most interesting polishes. Let's see if I can, oh, I heard a trick for multi-chrome that if you show it in a mirror, let's see if this will actually work. I don't know if I can, let's see, how would I do this? You could see, will this work? I don't know that that's actually showing anything different. I don't know. Anyway, it's so dynamic. Let's see if I can shift it just a bit better in the light. Oh man, you're only really getting the pink and the yellow, but there's so much more than that. There's like green and, oh, it's so pretty. Anyway, gorgeous. I will link it down below. Actually, these are limited edition, so I actually don't think you could buy this. I feel like it was a one-off. That's mean. I'm sorry, but it's really fun. I like it. But the polish experience itself was really good. So like if you want to check out this brand, Sassy Sauce, maybe I'll link them down below. And then I wore 2 Holo Taco polishes. One I'm wearing now and it's chipped because it's been a full week at this time. But my Holo Taco polishes have been holding up really, really well. I wore this one, which is called Mist Shift, and it's a multi-chrome. And it is so pretty. It is like a green. Oh my gosh, it's really not showing. Oh man. This one's like blue purple, but the camera is making it look like kind of turquoisey and like it's not showing any of the shift. Oh, rude. Can I make it do it in the mirror thing? Will that work? Will that work? Let's see if we can. Oh, wait, maybe it is working. Hold on. Let's see if I can figure out an angle. Is it where I won't know till I'm editing it, but I think it's catching some of the other flash. It looks like it is. Yeah. So that is, I don't know if I did a very good job of that. Probably not, but that is called Mist Shift. And then the other multi-chrome I'm wearing right now is this one. That is it in the bottle. And it does go this like kind of funky olive green to like a pure emerald in the shift. So you can kind of see, it's also got a bit of red, like I'm wearing it now. It's just chipped. But it gives you an idea, I think, of the shift. I wonder if this one, if I use my nails in the mirror, I'm obsessed with this. I just found this trick out on like, yeah, so maybe you can see some of the shifting. I don't know. Does it work? Who knows? But these are really fun. I got like a few of these multi-chromes a couple months ago, and I'm really enjoying wearing those. This though, this was my favorite nail combination of ever. I don't know. I was really excited about this. So this also came from Polish Pickup, and this shade is called Moon Jelly. Oh, did I say what the green polish was called? It's called, I never wear my glasses. I always talk about this. Chameleon Coat. This one's the green one from Holo Taco was called Chameleon Coat. This purple one was from the Polish Pickup. This is by a company called Ethereal, and it was from the August Polish Pickup, and it's called Moon Jelly, and it is gorgeous. This one's not necessarily a multi-chrome. It's a purple jelly with a ton of shimmer. It's got a little bit of blue glitters in it. It's so pretty. And what I did was, I was so excited. I made my first ever jelly sandwich. So I put down a layer of this. It's like a very sheer kind of purple. Ooh, my coffee's here. Thanks, babe. Love you.
Love you too.
I got coffee delivery. This is great. Anyway, so jelly polish is kind of like semi-translucent. So I put a layer of this down, and then I put a Holo Taco unicorn skin. So this is like a translucent with these like really pretty holographic flakies in them, but they kind of flash blue. They're kind of maybe more multi-chrome, I guess. But so I put a layer of this. Oops. So I put a layer of the purple stuff, a layer of this, and then another layer of this, and it was so gorgeous. I'm sure it's in some of my videos. That is it for body and beauty. Let's talk about TV. This one is entirely Rose's fault. She introduced me to Little Witch Academia. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Little Witch Academy, Little Witch Academia. It's an anime. It is so cute, and I'm pretty sure somebody else has recommended this to me at some point, and I'd had it sort of on my watch list, but I never watched it. We're watching the English dub, but with the Japanese to English subtitles, and it's adorable. I'm absolutely head over heels. I'm really enjoying it. So we've been watching that for the past like week or so here and there as I have been able to squirrel away time for TV, and it is darling. I'm super addicted. But that's like the only thing I think I have to report. We've also been watching a bit of Better Call Saul, but I'm kind of only half, I'm kind of half into it. But Little Witch Academia, I'm definitely into that one. Food, the only thing I can really remember from the month, because again, my brain has been in my deck and only in my deck for a long time now. The food that I remember is Peggy made an awesome chili, and we ate it for like several days in a row. It was really good. That's all I got. Sorry for the disappoint. And that brings us to randoms, and I do have quite a few fun things to share in this section, so let me just grab, what do I want to even start with? So the first thing I want to talk about was a Happy Mail. I did not know what was happening, but a very lovely subscriber, her name is Allie, sent me a package, and I wasn't expecting anything. She just said it was delicate and didn't tell me anything else, and the package just arrived, and I was blown away. So I have to show you. So there's a bit of a backstory here, at least for me personally, but let me show off what it is first. So it came in this beautiful box, and look at this gorgeous plate. Like, I don't even want to take it out of the box, but I'm going to, because I used to have a plate hanger. I'll tell you why. But look at how beautiful this is. And I think what makes this so extra spectacular is A, the timing, because there's no way Allie knew about the deck that I was making. 2, the fact that this unicorn is correct. And I have very strong feelings about unicorns and how I like them illustrated based on my understanding of their mythology, or at least their European mythology, mythological origins. Anyway, the unicorn in this plate is correct. Which was very exciting to me. And this looks like a young unicorn. It feels so incredibly timely. This looks like a little baby unicorn on the gangly legs. But she has the little tuft on her chin. She has the cloven hooves and the lion-style tail, all of which are very important qualities to me in a unicorn, and so incredibly synchronistic considering the deck that I'm creating and the primary main character of that deck, who is basically a unicorn just like this one. I'm speechless. And this is when I tell you that over the past couple of months, as I've been really pushing this project forward, there have been so many little synchronicities like this that I can't even put it into words. And whenever that has happened in my life, it has been because I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And it is so incredibly affirming. And feels like I'm being so protected and led and guided. On a spiritual level, it leaves me speechless. It's so profound. The last time I had such an intense experience of this was when Peggy and I were getting together, and we had all of these like sort of hurdles to jump over, and they just fell down before us, just like one after another. And there was all these synchronicities and all these things that just kind of fell into place. It was exactly the same thing. So to be feeling that kind of magic again over this project is like indescribable. So, I mean, Allie, she's already heard from me, but this is beyond words, so incredibly special. And I cannot wait to, I've got to find my plate holder. I've got to get a new one, but this is going to get mounted on my wall because it is gorgeous. The brand here is Huchenruther. It's a German, everything on the box is in German. Oh, no, that's not true. Ah, here it is. Unicorns in Dreamer's Garden. There is a little bit of English here. I didn't think there was any, but there is. So it says, these paintings were composed with the thought in mind of an enchanted series of discoveries made by a unicorn in the springtime of its years, which is literally, this is exactly, I can't. They describe a world in which wonder is ever new, perfection is attainable, and vision is reality. To discover by means of the senses the beautiful things of the world and of life within the imagination. I mean, just, I can't. I have no words. Anyway, there's a full picture of the... See, it's not the same on the box front as it is on the plate, but that is the actual image. And there's tons of little bits of gilding on here. It's just spectacular. And it's so poignant. And there's roses, and oh my gosh, I have so many feelings. That's a very exciting thing that it's the star of the show today, okay? The next thing is divination related, so I'm going to jump into this one next, and it is that I got a set of OMs. So this is actually, I will link to where you can get this set below, but this is the set. I've got it in one of Peggy's large bags here, but I'll just try to show you the bundle here. This is this kind of set where each OM stave is made out of its own native wood. So this bag of OMs smells incredible. These are quite large. But I'm really excited to learn how to work with these. I have not had any time to study or get into them at all. Oops, I did get a book, OM, the Celtic Oracle of the Trees, which I'm going to be using to work with and learn about these. And I did sign up for Kelly at the Truth and Stories beginner OM class. She has it on pre-record right now, so it was previously a live class. I will also link that down below. But that is how I plan to study and work with these initially. And she also has an intermediate class that I can take later. So I will try to get through that when I have some breathing room and some time, but I'm really excited about that. I'm wanting to get into that sort of Celtic style of divination. So super stoked about that. There are some nerdy things to share next. So I got a Nintendo Switch. I think did I talk about this in August? I can't remember when I got it. I think I got it in September. This is the case. Isn't it pretty? It's so me. It's like pink and purple. Yeah, gorgeous. So I got the Splatoon 3 edition of the Nintendo Switch. Mine's going to be all fingerprinty, but I have to show you because I've customized it because I love customizing things. Let's see if I can get the fingerprints off. So this is the Splatoon edition of the Switch. And so it has these really pretty purple, sparkly, and, well, it's not actually sparkly. It has a purple kind of gradient side on the Joy-Con, and then it has a green to yellow gradient side. And then I actually got a clear glitter case to go on each, or like wraparound piece. It's like a cover to go on each of the Joy-Cons. And then I also got these super cute little squid Joy-Con thumbstick covers, which match perfectly and makes me so happy. How cute is that? But the other reason that I got the clear cover, or the little glittery clear covers for each Joy-Con, is because it kind of has this bubbled out bit here, so it makes it more comfortable to hold in handheld mode, which is really exciting. So I've been really enjoying that. And then I got a Pro controller and I customized it, and I could not be more proud of myself. I actually shared this on my personal Facebook, but check this out. So this is actually the official Nintendo Black Pro controller, but I actually purchased a pink case, like replacement shell for it, and these purple grips, and all these purple buttons, and the controller is these little what do you call these, thumbsticks? These are also purple, and then I also got these cute little thumb covers, these little husky, they're like little huskies, purple and white thumb covers. And I customized the entire thing. I had to take it apart. I had to detach a ribbon cable. It was scary. I was into the guts of this controller. And then I changed all the parts out, like all the buttons and stuff. And it is so cute. I love it so much. So it's like this fun, girly aesthetic. And look, it matches my case for my handheld. You know, it's the little things, but it makes me so happy every time I pick this thing up. So that's amazing. And now that we're past the nerdy stuff, let me get back to my deck again, because literally almost every category has something about my deck in it. And that is this. So here's the another synchronistic, amazing story about the deck and about this beautiful thing, which I'm so excited about. So I talked about this it's got to have been, I think this came in for my birthday. I got to take it out of its cover. Hold on. Okay. So I was sent this amazing personalized bullet journal by Kelly Loveletters, who very kindly sent this to me engraved. She got this personalized for me with these 3 words: tarot, unicorns, and self-worth. What is the theme of my tarot deck? Unicorns and self-worth. It is a unicorn self-worth tarot. Unicorn self-worth tarot. And she didn't know it either. Hello? I could not. I'm beside myself. So this is actually going to be my bullet journal / planner for the entire deck creation process. This is where I'm going to keep all my notes. And so I had to get a white unicorn style, Moterm cover for it. So I got this white Moterm cover to keep my special deck journal planner in. This makes me so darn happy. So this is probably going to be going everywhere with me so that I can always have it available for making notes about the deck project, plans, schedules, planning out newsletters, like all that kind of stuff I can do in here. And I did get a lilac colored. Again, I pre-ordered this. Like, look at this. I could not have planned this any better. Look at this. Like, it's engraved with this exact color, right? But I had pre-ordered this pen when I ordered my planner for next year, which I will do a planner video when I get ready to set it up. I just don't know when that's going to be, and it may be for members depending on how long it is. We'll see. But I did get this TWSBI Eco in this gorgeous lilac color, which also now lives in here. So it's like everything kind of came in at separate times, but turned out to be the perfect thing to go together to be this like planner for this project. When I talk about synchronicities, this is exactly what I mean. Like, just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's been such a journey. Okay, that brings us to books and decks. Books is real easy, y'all, because I've only read one in the last like month and a bit. The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. I gushed about this when this came in. I was so excited. So this is the new cover. This is the new edition. This is by Ace Books. This is the publication. The publication? Is that how you say it? This is the version. The version and the publisher where the rights are back in Peter S. Beagle's hands for his copyright. This is such a joy to read. And if you have read, I've got like literally like, I'm kind of cheating because I have like 5 pages left, but like I wasn't going to cram it just to put it in this video. That's silly, but I basically have read it in September. But if you are a fan of The Last Unicorn movie and you've never read the book, read the book. It like your memories of the movie will be in your brain as you read this. It's a joy. And I'm so glad to have this version because I do have a big graphic novel hardbound version, but that reads like a graphic novel, whereas this reads like, you know, the original novel the movie was based on. So this is a lot of fun. And I think the only other copy I had of this was digital because I couldn't find any other paper copy of this book in my bookshelf. So I must have only ever read it digital, or I had a paper. I don't know how that went, but very happy to have this. I love it. It's 5 stars, 10 stars. How many stars can you give a book? All of them, all of the stars. Really beautifully written. And the bits that are added don't interfere with my remembering of the movie or anything like that. The bits that are different just add all this extra flourish. It's so good. The writing is so good. And that brings us to decks. So in the first week of September, I actually worked with the Tarot of Mystical Moments. This is such a beautiful deck, and it's such a wonderful intuitive reader. In fact, somebody who signed up for my... Did I launch that course in September, or was it August? I think it's August. Also, happy memory with the Intuitive Tarot Reading course. If you're curious about that, I will link that down below. Somebody actually mentioned that they got this deck and planned to use it with the Intuitive Tarot Reading course, and I think it's such a good one for that because it goes its own way in so many places. It's very dreamy, but it reads beautifully, and the meaning of the cards is definitely in there. Now, in my version of the cards, I do have all of the extra, so there's like male and female kings, and there's also masculine, feminine emperor, I think. And I have, look at the card that's sitting on top, yo. It's the 8 of Cups with that ladybug. I have all of them mixed in, and I actually really like that, so that when I pull those cards, I get the energy, either that masculine energy or that feminine energy, which is a lot of fun to play with. This is an amazing deck. I highly recommend it. If you are even remotely drawn to the artwork, I think it's very well done. I did not get along with the Oracle deck, but I love, 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 love the Tarot. Beside that, I worked with the Enchanted Map Oracle. Now, this one and I have had a bit of a back and forth relationship. It's always been fourth for the most part, but then I went and bought the new edition and I didn't like it. I didn't like the cardstock. I liked it at first, but then in practicality using it, I didn't end up getting on with it. So I didn't like the cardstock. I didn't like the blue backings. Like the new one has like this bright blue backing and these bright blue banners. I really like the parchment on this one. Now my original version was trimmed and I had a version of this that was also trimmed. I'm tempted to retrim this, but I kind of like the parchment borders now and I'm hesitant to give them up, knowing that I can't replace this deck. So I think I'm going to keep it as is. This works really well with the Tarot of Mystical Moments and it's also very dreamy and very intuitive. I really enjoy this one a lot. This is a Colette Baron Reed deck, but as I said, the new version that you can get does not have the same, it's a lot of the same artwork. There's been a few cards that have been changed and the aesthetic of it is different. And I really love this original version rather. And I got this version from in a used section of a nearby metaphysical store. So that was cool. I was able to do that. Love it. Have a lot of fun working with this one. Then next, I actually worked with the Gentle Tarot. This is my full-size version. This deck is such a gorgeous deck. I mean, Mari's artwork is so beautiful and so impactful. I don't know how else to describe it. You know what this feels like? This feels like, I just tip the tin, out they go. And this is just the little, mine's still in order, but this is the little mini version and you can see, oh, I should have kept the other cards out. Hold on. So here's the original. And here's the little tin version. And it's got that beautiful gold foiling on the back, which gives it some extra bling, which is so fun. You know I like shiny things, so that's a perk. I'm just looking down so I don't drop things. And it's still got some beautiful gold edging, but it's kind of matte. Yeah, maybe I'll bring this one with me to Newt's. But then again, I like the little guidebook. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, clearly. But yeah, it came with some cute little stickers and I'm really excited about this. But the sort of main reason that Mari did this Kickstarter for this, I mean, obviously this was a part of it too, was she wanted to do a more comprehensive guidebook for the deck, which looks insane. It looks so well done. I have not had a chance to read it, but it is chunky. It is chunky. And full color, big images of the cards, beautiful entries, big, beautiful spreads. Yeah, so I love the page. Let me show the Page of Cups as an example, because the Page of Cups is one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's these beautiful sea otters, but you get 1 page, 2 pages, more beautiful big artwork, and then you get into the root, which is the Knight of Cups. It's really generously, there's so much. There's so much in here. Also, the end papers are gorgeous and also have a bit of bling, which is exciting. She really went all out on producing this, so I'm very excited to get into that and to get to know it. The other deck I wanted to shout out, oh wait, no, I interrupted myself. With the Gentle Tarot, I was talking about what I pair with the Gentle Tarot. I use the Self-Care Wisdom cards. These are so great. These are by Cheryl Richardson. I really like this self-care deck. I haven't had a reason to pull for it a lot lately because things have been really, really great. But I love these cards. So the artwork is super fun. This pairs perfectly with the Good Karma Tarot, if you have that. But you have the artwork on the front, and then on the back you get a little message. So this one was Sovereign, and the message on the back says, "You are the queen of your life. Treat yourself like royalty." But a lot of these messages feel very expansive. They don't feel too limiting, which is great. And I love the sort of poppy quality to the artwork, like how big and bold and visible and simple to look at it is. It's really fun. So I used that with the Gentle Tarot, and I thought it paired really beautifully. In hindsight, I kind of missed working with the Song of the Grandmother's prototype, but I've already been reaching for that a lot, so I tried to shake things up, but I kind of missed it a little bit. The next week, I paired 2 heart-centered decks. I worked with my, guys, I always forget the name of this. It's either now called, it used to be called one thing, then it changed the name, and now I can't remember which is the current name. Art of Light Tarot, Art of Love Tarot, and I think it was also called Tarot of Light. I can't remember which one it is now. But this is a Tony Carmine Salerno Blue Angel deck. The cardstock is luscious and gorgeous. But I really love this for really heart-centered readings. I love the artwork. I really love the little keywords on the cards. I just find this to be very gentle and nurturing. And yeah, I really enjoyed working with this one. This is a go-to for me. I use this a lot for like long-term relationship style readings because I find that it really just seems to hit the mark. But it kind of depends on whether I'm feeling that very nurturing vibe or if I feel like the situation with my client or whatever is really wanting something more bold and direct. But this is very gentle and nurturing. And I paired that, and I haven't really worked with this yet, so this was a lot of fun, with the Love Story Oracle by Deja Druitt. This is one that I still don't see myself using for myself a ton. I did this month, and it was fun. It was fine. But it feels more useful to read for other people for some reason. I think because it's got this, like, look at the backs. So great. It's got this very, like, love reading theme to it, right? So if you want to do a love and relationship reading, this one's really great for getting right to the heart of what you need to know about that connection, right? So I feel like it's really, really good in that capacity, but if I'm not asking it a question about that, it sometimes feels like it doesn't quite land the way that I want it to land, but it's really great for those relationship style readings. So there's that. And the last deck, well, there's two more decks. The last deck that I worked with for an entire week in September was the Ocean Dreams Oracle, which I have in this really cute sea turtle bag, but I didn't get along with this one, and I'm so sad about it. So this is actually a Say Yes to the Deck purchase for me. This is the new Oracle by Danielle Noel. It is beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. Aesthetically, I love it. Look at the backs. They look like water. Like, isn't that insane? They're so beautiful. And the artwork is out of this world. It's breathtaking. But I tried to use it for like general readings for myself, and it didn't work. Now, what I am telling myself, because it's really quite beautiful, what I'm telling myself is that I'm not going to make a rash decision and like boot it out of my life just because it didn't work for 1 week reading for myself, because I did use it by itself. I didn't pair it with anything. I just wanted to use it by itself to do readings for myself. And it just felt like it wasn't giving me basic general messages. But I think it could actually work really, really well in the capacity of a deck where I pull it to set the tone for a reading and then pull tarot on either side. I feel like it actually could work really well like that, but just by itself to read with, we did not get along. We did not get along, which was a bummer. But I'm going to give it some more time and see how we get on over time. It may just be a little too, it's very high vibe. Like, it may be a little too high vibe for me, like a little too way up in the clouds for what I'm wanting from like a basic reader. But I think it might still have its place. It's just about finding what that place is. I'm not going to give up on it yet, but the jury's out. So there's that. The jury, however, is not even a little bit out on the Carte Postale deck. Oh my gosh. So this was actually sent to me by the creator, which was really lovely of her. And I ended up using this in my monthly member readings for Magical Unicorns, Magical and Badass Unicorns, my member situation that I do here on the YouTubes. I used it for that, and it was brilliant in that capacity. Can we talk about the aesthetics of like the packaging and the box and like everything? It's just incredible. I love this like vintage wallpaper back. And this deck is fabulous. It's really, you really feel like you're looking at old vintage photos, but there are little things tucked into the corners to give you a little bit more. Like here in the Five of Wands, there's actually a little cockfight. That's what they are, I'm just saying, down in the bottom there. In the Hanged one, or she calls it the Hanging one, there is a clock. So we have the Hanged one, but then there's a little clock up in the corner. And this happens throughout this deck in various cards. Here in the Priestess, we have the moon, the crescent moon, kind of peeking out of the border. In the Lovers, we have some white roses. So there are some added symbols, and there are little bits of collage throughout this deck if you're looking for it, which is really cool. I love the little like sort of stacked teacup with flowers in the Six of Cups. And it's like that the whole way through. It made it such an easy reader because I could always look to those little bits for a little extra jumping off point to read intuitively. This read so well intuitively. I really, really enjoyed it. It's definitely earned its place in my collection, and I will continue to use and love it. That's it, you guys. We made it through this show and tell with me only slightly dominating the entire video with talk of my deck. I keep telling people I will probably settle down a little bit as we go, but then again, maybe not. Maybe not. So, yeah, like as I mentioned at the beginning, if you want to stay up to date on that, you can go to unicornsjourneytarot.com. There is a sign up link for the newsletter there, or you can join the Unicorn Fam and do both and get all of the updated goodness. It's totally up to you. But I will be giving updates more regularly in both of those places. And yeah, I think that's it. I hope you have all had an incredible September. I'm sure I will have lots and lots to report for October. I can't wait. In the meantime, thank you so, so much for watching. An extra big special thank you goes out to the Unicorn Fam for all of your support of the channel and for the work that I do here. It really, really, truly truly, it means a lot and is making so many things possible for me, for this channel, for this space. I really genuinely appreciate that. And to all of you watching the channel, whether you watch, you like, you comment, you subscribe, all those types of things, you click the bell, those sorts of things all really genuinely help the channel as well, because they help YouTube to know that this content is being enjoyed and you guys are appreciating it and will continue to want to see it in your feeds. And that's enormously helpful. So thank you all so, so much. But most of all, just thank you for being here and hanging out with me and letting me gush about all the things. I live for these videos every month. They are one of my favorite things ever. So thank you so, so much. And may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye.